AI using IBM Watson and Google Colab. We are honored to have with us an esteemed speaker, Ms. Shikha Maheshwari, who has 18 years of experience. She completed her MTech in computer science in 2006 from Vanasthali University and the Bachelor of Engineering from Govind Ballabh Pant Engineering College, Pori Garhwal in 2004. She won 3 gold medals during her bachelor degree. She started her journey as a software engineer in 2006. Now, she is experienced architect with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry. She has strong support professional skills in IBM Cloud, Kubernetes, OpenShift, blockchain, AI, Node.js, JavaScript, Shell script, and Unix. With her vast expertise and the experience, we are fortunate to have her with us today to share her insights on the topic sentiment analysis and generative AI using IBM Watson. Now, ma'am, session is in your hand. Please welcome to our FDP.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, team. Okay. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the session. Introduction has been given, but yeah, I'll just take it through the session also. Okay. So before starting, I think it's just sharp 6 p.m. So yeah, I would like to know first of all, what are the rights given to the participants? Can they send some reaction, chat, unmute, mute, something like that? Is there a way to
They
interact?
can, yeah, they can raise their hands, and if you say, we can give them the rights to unmute. Somehow today this chat option means is not working.
Okay. Okay.
It's-
And if I will ask something, they can send reactions, right? Emojis like
Yeah,
yes.
they can send reactions, emojis. Suresh sir, make sure that they can send emojis and they can raise the hands. Once they raise the hand, we will unmute.
Yeah, that works for me. Okay, so again, warm welcome everyone. I would like to know how are you doing today? How are you know? What are you thinking about the session? I will expect at least some emojis as a response because I understand you can't unmute. How are you doing? Are you feeling excited about the session? No, tired with 3 days session?
Looking forward to learn more things.
Thank you. Yes, we will. I would like to know the way with the limited permissions and the things. Please make it more and more interactive because that's how we will learn from each other. It's not the thing. Yeah, I do see some hands on, some hands raised. I meant. I can also unmute people. Seems like. Yeah.
Ma'am, participants are allowed to unmute.
Okay. Okay. So one person. Short name is PR. Some Padma something. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll just read Padnaban
Ah,
R. Yeah,
ma'am.
they unmute and then
Yes,
say.
yes. Good
Raise.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Why unable to chatting? That chatting industry, you are now no longer that views something like that. You are no longer a participant. Message for the last 2 days.
Yes, we are facing a issue in MS Teams for enabling the chat for the participants, but you can unmute yourself
Okay.
to express your uh,
That's why I'm
aspect.
able to speak with that, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I think chat has some limitation, but I'll not mind if you people unmute. Any one of you wants to unmute, raise questions as and when you have doubt, as and when you are feeling, it's going too technical, it's going too much, or it's going too basic. Feel free to tell me. I will mold the session accordingly. But ultimate goal, what I target, you should get at least minimum 3 takeaways from the session, and more than 3 is always well. If you have unmuted yourself, please do not forget to mute also.
Yeah, kindly mute yourself. Otherwise, we have to remove the rights for unmuting.
Okay. Okay. Okay, then I'll start sharing the session and we'll start with that. Yeah. Okay, welcome teachers, professors, academicians, experts. Welcome to the session today, Generative AI using Watson X. Just a few lines about me. You already have been, introduction has been given, but it's just like currently I'm playing a role of senior software architect. When we say architect in our industry, it's like completely technical, though 18 years of experience, but no managerial. That's all by choice. I want to remain in technical. So yeah, senior software architect, which is a good position in IBM. So I play the role there in IBM Cloud currently, where AI, that's called Watson X, is all part of it. Okay. After the session, or if there is anything which you want to reach out to me, you want to connect with me, I have shared the LinkedIn. I think that's more than sufficient because I am quite active there. Okay, let's start with the session, and please feel free to ask questions. I have not done much PPT here. I will make sure that we will do hands-on, where at least something or the other you will see how Gen AI is doing, what model we are touching. But before that, we'll do some background so that we all are in same page. Most of the things, or few things out of it, not all, may have been done in the previous sessions, but that's fine, because more you study, or say more you revise, it's like always, we are strong, the making foundation is strong. Okay. Okay, so I'll just start with the story of AI. The first day I attended a part of the sessions where a guest speaker speech was there. Mayank sir was taking the session, and I know that story, that starting of the AI was discussed. Just to repeat, or say no, just to be very clear that where do we stand now these days. So we started with some expert systems, do we call it like a rule engines. So we were using some programming, some automation, we used to do some rules, and then accordingly system used to take some decisions. Post that, then it got advanced a little, where we say machine learning was introduced. Then machine learning was introduced, then a subset of it, where we were saying, neural networks was introduced, artificial intelligence came in, deep neural network came in, deep learning introduced. All this era was working till 2010 or 2015. No, it was good. Once that there was like machine learning things were there, artificial intelligence, people were able to use it, then again, because it's a evolving, no, in evolving organization or evolving
Shikha,
feature.
sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt. If your slide is could be maximized something.
I am sharing the slide. Is it not in the shared mode? One minute.
Your
No, I did. Let me see. How about now?
is it means I am having an issue? Means I can see,
Visible,
but
ma'am.
not
The
in a
visible.
max.
Visible, ma'am, in
Visible.
full screen it is visible.
It's a full.
Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
okay, I'll see.
sure. Okay, so then deep learning came in, where we say that we will not rely completely on the machine. We will do some more human involvement into that to train the system. So that's where deep learning came into picture. But again, it is evolving now. Deep learning has becoming like an old story, and then we have touched upon the generative AI. So this is what we are in current era. It's called generative AI, where we are talking about all foundation models. We are not talking about our no, traditional monolithic models which we used to do, which we used to train for some purpose. Correct? So I'll just give one example just to be clear the air of the AI and Gen AI. So previously, or I'll just take an example of say summarization summarization. Okay, previously, like in olden era, is if you want to achieve the same thing using AI, what you used to do, you need to collect data, you need to have some inferencing out of it, pre-processing the data, train the model what output you want, whether it's a regression model or it's a prediction model or something like that. Then you need to train, and that model was trained only for that purpose, right? Now if you want to say attach or want to scale the similar model for some other purpose, then you need to train it again, or you need to design a new system. So if you see the effort going into training the model, data pre-processing, and the required infrastructure also, it is very heavy and expensive operation. Wherein in generative AI, we have models which are already trained on a billions of data, billions of parameter. It's a very huge data. Yes, first time training of course will take time, but once it is trained, then tuning to your use case is not that difficult or that expensive that you cannot achieve. So that's how it is gaining more popularity, because it's like one time additional effort, major effort, and then you can use the similar one to tune it further. Okay, so with that thing, we are in the generative AI era, and we are doing it for foundation models. So I'll just show you where are we, like what is called as a generative AI stack. We have some infrastructure, of course we need some machines, we need some cloud infra, or we need some local machines, whatever. Then we have some foundation models, where models will be there. Post that, you to use that foundation models, we need to have some platform, or we need to have some type of tooling through which we can use foundation models to build applications. That platform comes in between, and then application comes, call it like we are calling generically AI assistants. It means they are helping us to achieve something. Okay, so with this I hope, and I know you have already done foundation models session already, where LLMs are being discussed. I'll just do very fast quick recap few features which I would like to touch upon, so that once we will be doing it what's the next AI, we should know what we are doing, which type of operation we are doing. Okay, so foundation models generally are two types of concept. It works encoder, decoder, or mix of both. Where encoder is more towards search engines. It's not, it is not for predictions, something like that. Decoder is where we are training data for predictions to generate the data. So GPT, do not get confused with chat GPT. I am just talking about GPT. So GPT is nothing but a generative pre-trained transformer. The full form is that, where this is the technique used to train the model. That's why it is called chat GPT, because they are using GPT model. Okay, behind the scenes, that's a decoder that uses the decoder and the transformer technology to train the model. Encoder and decoder is a combination of both. Okay, high level thing, we do not need to go into that detail. But foundation models, how it was created, it has been like, as I mentioned, huge data set. It was created foundation models using either encoder or decoder technique. So it is, we call it pre-trained. It is pre-trained for some purpose. Actually it is not for specifically for some purpose. It is trained for language, time series, or a vast type of, vast diversity is there, which we can use the same model. It is self supervised learning. If you are using it more, it gets trained on its own again and again. Then multiple applications, we have mentioned these models can be used for multiple applications, and LLM is one type of foundation models. When we say LLM is nothing but large language models, where we say models, that foundation model is trained on the text which is used for NLP related tasks, language related tasks, language processing related. That's why chat GPT and these days DeepSeek also, it is also it's not LLM only, but yeah, previous version was it LLM, but these are LLMs. So ChatGPT has become so common that people who are not in this field, they see generative AI means ChatGPT, and ChatGPT or generative AI are interchangeable, and foundation models and LLM are interchangeable, though that's not correct. Technically, generative AI is a technology. ChatGPT is one of the implementation. Generative AI works on foundation models concept, and LLM is one type of foundation model. Okay? Now we can argue saying that if we are having a foundation model and it can serve our purpose, how will I ensure that it is really working for my use case, for my domain? Of course, it is not domain specific, right? For example, if chat during the training of the model, if I am having a data of insurance, yes, it can answer an insurance related question. If I have data related to banking, yes, it may answer related to banking. But I am not sure whether was it considered, whether every time it is giving the right answer. So how will I make it more for my solution, for my problem, for my domain, right? So there are two ways to do that in foundation models. We will use the pre-trained model because that's like a huge activity is done, and we really should not reinvent the wheel again and again to create a new foundation model. So we'll use one foundation model. Now what we will do task specific fine tuning. So there are ways through which we can, tune it task specific. For example, translation purpose, summarization purpose, or something like that. How and other way. What's the other way to do that? We can create it different types of prompt where I can, whenever I will be trying, because whenever we build a solution, it's not like just like that we are making production ready solutions, right? So we will develop, we will test, we will do through multiple iterations, and then we will be doing it, right? Then in between some term come call it prompt. I'm not sure if you have gone through the prompt engineering, but I will suggest at least you should read about the prompt engineering. Is a very new term, or say running term when we are talking about Gen AI. At least we should know the basics of that. So when today we will be doing that. So when can I train something for my problem? Can I train a model using prompts, giving different types of prompt? Sometimes it helps. Sometimes I do not need to have additional tuning on the top of foundation model, but I can tune the model with the help of prompts. So there are these two ways. Today we will be doing some hands-on related to prompts on Watson X AI. Okay, we will see it. Okay. Now, okay, I know you all got to know foundation models, you got to know LLM, what is the difference. Again, when you will be seeing it, I'm not sure how many models names you have heard about, like Olama, Llama, Mistral, Flan, Granite is an IBM's one, and now DeepSeek, then GPT, so many models. But when we always think about, if you are doing any POC itself, like in academics also, if you are doing any project, which model I should take it, there should be some structured way in which we should choose the model, correct? Which one we should choose. So there are other ways, like which one, on what basis, what questions we should ask. So we will discuss on that. So what's the IBM approach here? When, for example, if I am talking about say DeepSeek or say GPT, when you are using a DeepSeek, it means you are using the DeepSeek model, the model which they have used. If you are using a chat GPT, you are using the chat GPT's model, what they have behind the scenes, correct? But as an IBM, like as a bigger organization, what we do, we gave you one platform where you choose, we have variety of models, you choose as per your need, then build solution, and then deploy it and use it. So we took a model we took an approach where no monopoly, no vendor lock-in. We have models available which IBM built. We have third-party models also, like Hugging Face, and then some open source ones. In fact, now we are coming with DeepSeek also available on IBM platform to use it as a model. So we don't believe in that, monopoly or vendor lock-in, where if once you start the solution building on this platform, you are bound to that. No, nothing like that. But we are giving you a platform to choose it, and we give extra information also which helps you to choose the right option. How? We will talk about it. So now, because we are reading about it, we know we should know how to use, yes, we know, but as an expert in this field, or as a senior, being a senior or being a professors, or being, we are giving directions to others, we should know the reasoning behind it. So with that thing, I just included these 2-3 slides majorly because these days so much content is available that you can really just search and start the implementation. You will get tons of samples available already which are being built, and you can use it. But you may not be knowing it, first of all, which one to use, which model to use, why should we use. Which one to use, you may understand it by seeing the results. But why should we use? There should be some solid reasoning. Because when students comes out from the college, they enter into the organization, they should also have that background knowledge, because that helps them to learn faster in the organization. And that will come from you to the students, right? So that's why I just included this slide majorly. What should we consider when we are talking about Gen AI solutions? First of all, we should not rely only on one model. We should always target multi-model, because each and every model is expert of something else. Like we all individuals are experts in something, not all in one, right? Similarly, models are designed for that. Model says that it does this, it does that, but sometimes, yeah, other one is performing well, so why not to choose that? So we should go always with multi-model strategy. Then when we talk about cloud, then it should be hybrid cloud or multi-cloud. We do not build solutions which are only on one cloud, because then that particular cloud provider gets, it has a power to flex the muscles, which we do not want. Any client, any customer doesn't want that. Then third part, most important, is governance. You are using that pre-trained model, but do you really know on which basis it is taking decision? Do you really know what transparency it is having? Which type of data it is having? Correct? So governance is the place, or is the way to control that. So we have an offering watsonx governance. It means if you are using, there are certain parameters or some things are already there which find out how, what transparency this model has. Like, am I declaring what type of data I have considered it for training purpose? Am I taking responsibility that the data which I am using for training purpose is all ethical data? We are hearing from last 10 years type garbage in, garbage out. Same case will happen here also. Correct? It's like same AI story. Governance helps us to control that, helps us to take right decisions. Scale for value. Whenever a customer uses, they have a plan to scale, because ROI is a return on investment. If someone is switching your solution or extended their solution or extend existing application, use generative AI, they will not use for the small purpose, because they have now model with them. Now they are training it or tuning it, the model, so they are putting some effort. So there should be a scalability picture. Scalability picture meaning they should use this infrastructure at some other places also, in some other applications also. They should have some vision. That's a scalability. And if I'm investing on one model, or say suppose someone is coming, I'm using what's the next platform, and they are investing it here, they should get at least return something more than investment, right? So that's what we call. And then data matters, as I mentioned, garbage in, garbage out. Data has to be trusted, data has to be ethical. We should not use wrong data. So such things comes into picture when an organization, or we talk about a production ready environment, or say for the customers or clients. So what is IBM's point of view? We always say open. Open in the sense open source. Open source has its own value where people can collaborate, people can use it. Open source, that also means that we are not having entire responsibility, but where we own the entire responsibility, of course that's not open source also, right? That's like we are doing it for some purpose, some targeted customers. Okay, targeted every model. So for example, now if you take an example of ChatGPT, it does a huge humongous domain. You ask question, it will give some answer. Sometimes the answers are not correct. What is the term we use in generative AI if the model is not giving the right answer? Anyone, if you know, at least, if what's the term we use, like if a model is not giving right answer, in the sense it's not factually right but it is giving me answer, it's not factually right, I need to verify type thing. What do we call it in Gen AI? I strongly believe it must have been covered in one of the session at least. Sometimes answers are biased, or say we call it mostly factually incorrect. In between, some news also happens where I think it was ChatGPT only, where it gave some wrong information about some Indians administratives.
Maybe we call it false positives.
No. In Gen AI, we call it.
Fabrication.
Sorry?
Fabrication.
No fabrication. It is called as like hallucination. Did you heard the name hallucination anytime? So whenever a model is not giving, so with Gen AI always says that response may be biased, may be hallucinations, it has hallucinations. So that term what we use it is like the answer it is giving is it's not factually correct. It means the data, it's not like a model, or say if you ask me any question, for example, right, I may give answer as per my knowledge. There are two things, I am giving a wrong answer. Either I am not having a right answer at all, like I do not know, or I am having a wrong data, like old data also. Same case with the models. If they have an older data, they do not have right data, or they do not have information at all, but still they, of course, they give responses, right? That's the thing. With the generative AI, it happens. Hence, we say data has to be ethical, data has to be correct. How will you find out? It comes with openness of the model. So as an IBM, I'll not go in more details, but as an IBM, we always target enterprise customers, where we say we are targeting bigger organizations. And for that, this is the main important factor. Learning is one thing, but how and where to use is also a one thing. Correct? We always build models, but we say which model is used for what purpose. For example, granite model. I'll show you, we have a code chat granite model with chat, good for chat, good for coding. So we are building as a targeted, not like one model does everything. No, we are building it targeted one. Trusted, again, it should considered about security, data protection and everything. And then last option is our empower. We should these models should empower the workforce in the sense, if they are doing work, please do it rightly, so that people will rely on it, and we can invest our time in some other activity also. It's not like every time model is giving me answer and one person is sitting and validating the response. That doesn't work. That's not going, using AI, I'm not removing the headache of anyone, so that's not going to work if we can't rely on it. Yes, sir. Okay, I'll move forward then. Okay, so that's all about foundation models. Like there are multiple models. Which one use? You should find out, you should read about it. We will find sufficient data, whether it is open, for which purpose it is designed, or what type of data it uses. If information is available, you will have a, you will take a wise decision for your use case, for your solution. Okay. Now suppose I am having foundation models already. Now what next? I need a platform. How will I use it? Right? So that's where our Watson story comes into picture. Okay, so previously, I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but previously we used to call it IBM Watson. That time it was, of course, not that's AI era, not the Gen AI era. Okay, so we were having all Watson services, NLP, sentiment analysis, or what say our studio, machine learning, so on, so many services. Now with Gen AI, we have our platform called as Watson X. So now we always call about Watson X, not Watson. Okay. Watson X, again, it has multiple flavors: AI, data, governance, orchestrate, and so on. I'll show you on the cloud catalog so that you people will also see what all offerings we are having it. Everyone serves different purpose. If we go in detail of each and every one, 1.5 hour session may be small, but I may cover only theory. So today I will target Watson X AI, where we will be able to do some hands-on type of thing. Okay, I do see some hands on, hand raised. Yeah, please, can you please ask your question? Dr. Purnima?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
good evening.
good evening. Yes.
Questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Customer self services. Customer self service.
Sorry.
Your voice is not audible.
That customer services. Hence, the use of customer
Unable to
service.
hear. What are you asking, sir? Let us proceed, I think.
Okay, sure.
Suresh
Okay,
sir, mute kar do.
yes, sure. So I'll just cover some things what Watson AI does, and then be ready with your systems ready so that we will go into the cloud platform and see something in front of our eyes. Okay, so Watson X AI is the platform where you can build your, it's like integrated environment where you can build your solution, you can build your models. It supports AI and Gen AI, both type of solutions. It provides you studio also, where you can code your Python code. You can use the existing Gen AI models, you can tune the models, whatnot. I'll show you. And prompt lab also we are having it today, where we'll be doing hands-on. So there also, you will see that what else it can do. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all. Foundation, model library, prompt lab, tuning studio. I would like to show you everything, but it's just an architecture little bit, not too detailed. Where again, whenever you are talking about any solution, now we are talking about Watson XAI. You should have one platform. You should have some platform core services where you will see what is happening in the platform, some logging system, something, where are we deploying or something. Then Watson X AI platform will be sitting on the top of that. And then there you have integration with Watson X data, where you can do some data related operations. If you want to tune any existing foundation model with additional data, so of course you need some data. How will you provide the data? You, in general, we do not provide data like using CSV. We can do that also, but data should be some other database which can be fetched from Watson X data. Integration is possible, or you have other services in our cloud which you can integrate with the Watson XAI platform. To work with our models, we will have a prompt lab where variety of models are there. We will test it, which one is good for which purpose. We have a Jupyter notebook editor, tuning studio. SPSS modeler is for our old time or AI solutions, where you can build your models from scratch using the data. Okay, so like that we are having our Watson X AI running it. Okay, this I will show you how will you choose model. And this one I have already covered, and this is the term which I was talking about, hallucinations. Hallucinations matlab it is untrue answers, random, which is like model doesn't know. As I mentioned already, either it does not use that data for training, or if it has a untrue data, or it has an older data that it is not able to provide the latest information. Okay, so yes, I'll switch it to that. Cloud catalog. So now I will request everyone, please log in to the IBM cloud in your account and go to this catalog and give me thumbs up so that I can follow how many are already there, or should I need to wait more. Go to your cloud and do not worry about what you see, what I see, because mine is my view, which may include some development data. So do not worry about it. I'll switch it to other account where you may see, yes, you will not see the other data. Yes. Okay. Go to your IBM Cloud Catalog, and if I'll just ask, do you know in our IBM Cloud dashboard, have you ever seen it before? Do you know what all services are available? How do we create services? If anyone has explored, or otherwise I can give a quick overview of that also. Because now if you are having a feature course, it is good to understand, then only you can play around with it.
Yeah, I know, ma'am. But quick overview is good.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'll give quick overview. That's okay. So this is our cloud.ibm.com is our URL where you will go, and then you can log in. It will ask you some login details, and I am understanding you already have a login. Once you go, your name will be shown here, or the cloud account name for which you are part of, it will be showing here. This is the catalog. Catalog is nothing but a collection of available services on our IBM cloud, which is like we call it IBM cloud catalog here. Okay. This hamburger menu, if you go here, there's a dashboard. If you go to dashboard, it will show how many resources you have used, what's the status, some statistics, nothing to focus on. Resource list is what, when you are using any cloud account, forget about IBM, but any cloud account if you use, resource list is what, as an I am the owner of the cloud account, of course I am the owner of the cost occurring in the cloud account also, so I should know what all resources I am having, right? So this is all. This will show resource list where it is divided into different categories. So what are these categories? Compute, containers. Containers includes Kubernetes infrastructure, something related to networking, storage. Storage may include databases, object storage service. Then it includes AI, machine learning. So these are like my old account where if you see Watson name is there, now everything will be Watson X. Okay, so these are the AI services and so on, multiple categories that you can explore it. I will recommend, or I will say, please explore it, because I'm not sure how many days you will be having login, but whatever time or you have, please explore it, then you will get full value out of it. These are the different categories where you can see different resources, what infrastructure, VPC and all you can do. So let's not get confused out of that. Now if you want to create any service, okay, in general, forget, nothing specific to AI as such, if you want to create an AI, there are multiple types of filters which you can use it, or if you know the service name. For example, I want to do something related to Watson, but I really do not know the name of the service. So one way is I will go here AI and machine learning. I will put a filter here. I will say services, because all means we have some additional solutions also. So I'll say services. And then if I see, okay, I can say pricing plan free also. Whichever is having a pricing plan free, it will show all those. So these are the services which I am having AI machine learning with light plan. When we say light plan or free plan, is like the plan you can create, there is some limitation, like up to this much usage it is free, post that it will be charged. correct? And there is some limitation with this light plan, only these many features are available. So this is a basic free plan available to you to try it out things, but it is not available for all the services. Okay, now suppose if I do not know anything and I do not want to use filters, I am not comfortable using filters, what will I do? I will come here, I will search Watson, suppose Watson X. If I will search, it shows a list here. From here at least you will get to know something, otherwise you just put an enter, it will show cloud catalog results according to that. Now as I showed you, Studio is the service which provides you a interface to write your Python code, or you can run your Python notebook from this Studio. Governance, as a name clear, it is if you are building some AI solution, on the top of that for governance purpose you can use this. Data, which is data related services, all comes into this. It's also a platform where all type of databases, all type of vector DBs, if you have heard the name of vector DB, all comes here. Assistant, Watson X Assistant is a service using which you will build chatbots and you can deploy it. Runtime, watsonx AI runtime, meaning as the name, if you see that watsonx.ai runtime, it means it is used for watsonx AI, and runtime is nothing but where you will deploy your model. Okay, then this is the solutions, let's not go into that. Text to speech, speech to text, it's clear by the name, and the knowledge catalog. Natural language understanding, NLU is the service. Previously there used to be more service, discovery and all, it is not there. Now if you see the difference, I will give the Watson search here. There's no change. Okay, I have clicked this one, that's why it is not showing all. Okay, sorry about it. So the orchestrate is also one of the service which helps to the way we used to generate flow diagrams. Similarly, we can design a solution, right? Do this A, B, C, D type of things, and then for example, like HR operations, if I'll just say, or admin operations, there's a sequence of things which needs to be done. So orchestrate is helping you all tasks automated, but to run in sequence automatically. Like it's not like that, you suppose someone sent in an email, you need to set up an appointment. Someone sent an email, then some manual intervention is required to book an appointment. Once appointment is booked, suppose you need to say book a meeting room also, right? So all such tasks are automated, but some manual intervention is required if you are doing manually or via the software. But orchestrate is a service which takes care of each and everything on its own. Like if they are sending out mail, they should know how to book a meeting room, how to book the appointment, something like that, right? So orchestrate is a service which help you automate the workflow, so where you are having a workflows. Okay, yeah, this is the services I was talking about, Watson Discovery. This is also sooner will be Watson X Discovery. We are bringing in Gen AI features there also. And this is how the services we are having. Today, we will be working with the Watson X. So if you have already logged in, please go here, click on Watson X. Everyone should be on this page now. Give me thumbs up or give me say go ahead. I'll move forward, but I will request everyone do it little faster so that I can cover up more things. Yes, Mayank sir?
Nothing. I was just putting a thumbs up. I clicked on the wrong button. Sorry.
Okay. No problem, sir. Okay. Everyone is logged in the cloud account? At least tell me that part. Because the screen is shared not so much. Sorry? Okay. Where are we now then? In Watson X AI, we will do it launch. It may ask you for login, I think. Or I can create a service Watson X AI. For me, everything is created, so I reach directly here. But I believe it will ask you to do something extra. I'll go to home here again. This is all home only. So I'll just tell you what I did already, because that may be the problem for you people.
Shika, you can choose this Watson X and it will say launch in IBM Cloud Pack or this.
So you launch in Watson X.
Yeah, so that is the same screen will come for them also when they launch in Watson X.
Okay,
And new project, we can start from create new project.
very good. Thank you, sir, because we do not know
Yeah,
this
yours is
syntax.
a paid account. Yours is a paid account, so that's
Yeah.
why now.
And
So
we work on
when
this
we
day in,
create
day out
project,
now,
and
so we miss that part, like where
yeah, so
how
we
do
have
we
to create
new
a new
people.
project. It will start from there.
Yes, so I hope everyone is able to create a new project. If you see, you just need to put some name, select storage service. Storage service is mandatory, where you can, of course, for you it will not be the list from here. You need to create it. Sir, it will give you an option here only to create.
Yeah, over here the participants will get that project, and over here you have to choose. The list will not come in the free account. You have to create storage services. COS you will see cloud object storage, and then associate that cloud object storage, and it would be associated with a node that it will be soon be depreciated in the free account, but still it is being given. So the screen would be different for the participants account or because of that feature code, but the project would run. So just after giving the name, object storage has to be associated. Either it will come over here, or when you will proceed, it will say that we cannot proceed because of no object storage is available. Then put on the request that associate object storage. It would automatically give this storage. So it depends upon the account.
Actually, okay. I meanwhile others are trying it out. Whenever we are working on a Watson X, so we need one storage service. Why? Because if we are doing anything, everything gets stored. Correct? Project related data we need to store. We need to relate assets also. Sometimes I bring my own data, so of course I need a storage. So for project purpose, I need one storage, which is nothing but we are following object storage. Object storage is one of the service where it's not like a database, it's just the storage in which data gets stored, say in a bucket. That's all you understand at this moment. So it's just a storage where you can save it anything, any type of data. Generally, if we go talk about databases, we say it should be structured data, it should be unstructured data, right? No SQL, SQL, something like that. This is just a storage. It's like a hard drive, you can understand. But there is some structure which in which data goes, but that's not our concern at this moment. So how many of us are able to create the project? So I am already having a project. In addition to that, I want everyone to create Watson X runtime instance that has a free plan. So this light plan is a free one. In one account, only one service can exist. So it is giving me this warning because I am already having one service. You just need to do this and do create. For you, create will be highlighted. Are you finding difficult to work with, or how it is? Otherwise, I show and then you can follow later.
Yeah, we will provide them the recording also. So we
Yes,
can
that will
proceed.
be because otherwise it gets slow. So suppose I have created a project and I am going ahead with that, right? As I mentioned, storage is required to create a project only. So yes, we need a storage object storage service. It will do, it will create at that moment only. Without project storage, sorry, without object storage, the project will not be created. But now, what will you do next in Watson X? You will try some models or something. So runtime is the necessary thing there. So what you do, you create this runtime instance, free one, create in your account. You should know the name, right? It will ask the name here. Of course, you will be knowing the name. You come here, manage integrations, associate service. From here, you please choose, find service or something like that, or from here also you can go and create runtime. I need one runtime service should be attached. Am I clear? Why do I need runtime? See, on the cloud, you all know by this time, right? Its cloud is like from there from a long time. Everything is chargeable. If you will not be taking care of that, then bill will get shooted. So for each and every step, why it should be there, and I am there to answer. Why do we need runtime? Because I need some runtime, some environment where I can deploy my models. I'm not sure if any one of you know that we can do this model development or something like that in our local also. For that, we install Olama in my local and then models. But again, that's too technical, we can do, but of course, it's difficult for people who are not day in, day out doing coding and things. So that's why this platform is more useful. Okay, so this is what projects, and in this one you can add others as a collaborator, where if I say I want my teammate to work with me, yes, let's do work here. You can add data to work with. Then you can have some chat and build prompts with foundation models, and then tune a foundation model with label data. Okay, so today we will be talking about this one, where we will see what can we do in the platform free of cost type, free of cost, and how many options I can try with. Okay, okay, then I would like to hear something from participants, because I am feeling I lost them in between. What the interface which I am showing currently, which model it is using. I do not want one way session, please, sorry, but I really do not like to do
Yeah,
that.
participants can unmute it themselves and they can speak. You can see that on the screen. Also, in fact, the answer is written. The participants can unmute and speak if possible.
Yes, if because if you are struggling somewhere, let's talk about it, because otherwise yours and mine, both of us times is not getting fully utilized. I want to know, on the current screen, do you see that I am using any foundation model? If yes, then which model I am using it? If you are in your cloud screen, just switch it off, switch to this screen, to my screen, and you try it out at your end later by watching the recording. Okay, so I would like to know, I want to see hand thumbs up if you can hear me.
When participants are allowed to unmute themselves.
So they are not doing, so I want them to do something.
I'm also checking them.
Foundation model.
Huh? Sorry, could you please speak again?
Jigyasa, Anjali, Ritu.
Foundation model.
Yes, it is using foundation model, but which model?
Scholars should
On
also
the
participate.
on the screen, the name is written. Model something. I'm giving a hint. Right side.
Granite 8B code instruction.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
model it is using. Okay. Okay, so you remember I showed you one PPT there where I'm saying prompt lab, like prompt, you give some prompts, and expect that my model should respond in such way, and for these type of questions you should give answer. I want to check whether my model is good enough for that one. Correct? This is the prompt lab on which Watson X AI platform provides out of the box. And these are the, if you I go here view all foundation models, these are the list. I'll just put the filters also. This is the list of the models which you can use it for your development purpose. List of models, and you will get more also. If you want to know some details, for example this one, I'll click on it. As I mentioned, you should know which model you are using, why you are using. You need to find out related information, read about it, then decide. Test it, then decide. This is the way you will find out who built it, when it was built it, what is the intended use, what languages it support, what are the capabilities. Not only this, it gives you the Python related Python code if you want to do via the coding. Okay, so this is the one way. Now, suppose for time being, I would like to go for the chat. No, not this chat. I'll put another filter. I'll go here. I will choose Granite 20B code. This is related to code which will help you for coding purpose. Okay, so let's see, do we have anything else? Okay, one more thing. This is 8B, this is 34B. Anyone knows what does it mean? 11B, 20B, for each, most of the foundation models has this some X number of B. What is that meaning?
Billions, ma'am.
Yes, but billions of what? What count it shows?
The parameters.
Very good. Thank you. So this model is trained using these many billions of parameters. So what it could be? So just consider older time, like if we used to have a CSV, we used to say name, say value, whatever data, correct? So those are nothing but our parameters. These from the text, what data which for which using which I am training. From that data, I have considered for this model 3 billion parameters. That's why the capability is huge for these foundation models. Okay, so I will just go with this one. I will read about it. It has the capability of text related also. Let's do select. Okay, so you can select the model and it will come here. Got that? I chose 8B, 8 billion parameters, because the bigger model you will take, bigger computation it does. Right? So I just chose the 8 billion, which is good enough for me. Because the session was designed for sentiment analysis, so I will go ahead with the first example of the sentiment analysis. So if you know this model is used for summarization and text related tasks. I'll limit to these two for my example so that you will get better understanding. Now when I'm asking question, how model knows what I'm trying to get? You all must have used ChatGPT for sure. So how do you ask question so that you should get the right answer? How do you ask? Do you simply just type, for example, if I want to rephrase my sentence, so I'll just put a sentence there and will it get rephrased? What will you write if I want to rephrase some text? Anyone? Make it
Ma'am,
faster.
write a proper sentence and after that write it, rephrase it and paraphrase it like
Yes.
that.
It means you are giving instruction. It means you are giving context. When we give instruction in technical term, that's a context. What model is supposed to, because model has a multiple capabilities. I am having multiple capabilities. I can do code, I can do sessions, I can read, I can do this. But what do you want me to do at that moment? That you need to tell. Correct? Now, I want to give text and ask, find out the sentiment or analyze the sentiment. What should be my question? I will give text, suppose sample text. What should be my question?
Ma'am, please repeat.
I'm saying I want to analyze the sentiment of some text. Okay, suppose text is sample text. What should be my query to the model?
Ma'am, the keyword would be sentiment analysis, and it will be followed by whatever text that we are giving to the model.
Okay, let's do this sentiment analysis. Why did you make this? I'll just type something. It is.
Also add sentiments in terms of positive, negative terms.
Sorry. So sentiment will be positive or negative, that model will tell. Currently I am not telling. Okay, I'll just do send. So what it says is expressed in this statement is negative. It gives extra information also, dissatisfaction and frustration, and these are like some harsh words. That was, we were knowing it, right? So now if you want to do such sentiment analysis or something like that using foundation models, so the question which I passed here, it is called prompt. This is my prompt to the model. Okay, this model was pre-trained. I just give some context and it did his job. Now for example, currently model is doing, but I want answer say in some form. I want user should tell this, sentiment is this, what expression it has, something specific I want. Output should be given in some specific form so that I can use it further, just like that. Correct? What will you do? You will give different prompts. You will tell model in which way you want response. Then only model can give you, right? You need to tell. So such things, or say such technique, is called, if you have heard, zero shot prompting, few shots prompting, single shot prompting. Have you ever heard these terms? So currently what I did, I just chose a model. I chose the chat interface, but we are having two more way. If I go to structured form, where again every tab, chat, structure free form, I can choose different models. I can give some instruction. I will give some input and desired output. The output in which, say, formatted output I want. I'll give either one example, either multiple examples, it's up to you. And then I will try it out with some test. If I am not giving anything the way I did it here, this is called zero shot prompting. If I give one example and get the desired output and just test it or get done from my thing done, then it's called single shot prompting. If you are doing multiple, it is called few shot prompting. Understood? So now, for example, I have some ready-made solutions also. I would like to show you that part itself. I'll just give few examples quickly. Suppose I will give a text here, say example. Would you like to try sentiment only or something else? I can do whatever you want. Suppose I say list ideas to start my I have written something, start my say lemonade related business. Okay, you can so okay, this is text classification. It will understand something, it will give me, but I want output should be in some desired way, right? So what I will say it should say open the shop, or say get the shop, something like that. I'll not say open, I'll just say set up the shop. Then I will say it means I want something in this format answer. Okay, existing I am using it existing model, but tuning it with prompting technique. Did you get what I am trying to do? Arrange some marketing. So this much is good enough. Okay, and I want here instruction is optional, text classification I may give, I may not give, so I'll choose not to give. Okay, this is the one example which I have edited here. Now I will ask question. Let's see, it should give, ideally it should give in this way. Okay, so it's not necessary I will ask something lemonade related business. I can ask something else also. Which business idea would you like to ask? Tell me. Any funny anything? I am also trying it first time. It should give first. Any idea do you have in your mind for your business? No? Okay, I will just put that then. Okay? I will say generate. Here I am using llama model. First of all, okay? So now, if you see this one, it is giving me 1, 2, 3. If I could have not given this desired output, I may get a text. I will get a response, but I may get a text. But because I wanted my output should be in this way, it's not about only formatting, but it also tells what to include, what not to include also in your response. Fine. Now the same model, you can use it for email summarization, text summarization, for different purposes. But when I am asking questions like that, it should give me, did I tune the model with additional data? Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down, please. Did I tune the model with some additional data? We read two types of tuning of the models, right? So which technique did I use? Okay. Am I okay? Are you understanding what I'm trying to explain? I'm getting worried now if there's no response actually. Okay. Yeah.
Nashpreet, participant has raised his hand.
I don't see, is something is the problem. I am not seeing any emojis, anything actually. Sorry about that. If that's my thing that I'm not. Did I? Oh, 1 minute. Okay. I do see someone has raised the hand. Okay, you can unmute yourself and then ask question if there is any.
Ma'am, reactions are also allowed.
Hmm.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, is there anything for multimodal sentiment analysis? Any model for that?
Multimodal, you means more than a model?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe memes, image plus text, or maybe audio, image, and text.
Okay, so if you are want to use the multi-model but you are expecting output also like images and something else, right, then you need to use it. Currently in this interface at a time one model is allowed, but you can do it. How? I will show you. So okay, so this is the way. I will cover up that part now only, ma'am. So this is the way you can try it out different models, do it. But and there is one free form where you can just give some example also, ask question and then generate it. Okay. Here again it will show some sample prompts which you want to use, then you can use it like how good. It's like if you ask a very clear question, right? As a teacher, if you may understand, you all are teachers. If you are very clear in your question, then we expect students to answer clearly. If our question is dubious, like it's not very clear, of course students are also not clear to give the proper answer. Same case, the good the good prompt, the as good as possible the prompt you should give, you will get a better answer. Okay, so these are like some of the prompts examples we give, so that you as an user you will get an idea what tips you should use when you are writing it. And then it's some, if you want to save it also, you can save it. But now question comes is, okay, this is good enough. Now how will I design it as an application, right? You need to write it, you need to have some more interface on the top of that. So there are two ways to do it. If you are having a studio service, you can directly call these APIs here, that integration is there. But I will not go here there today. I will just show it here, view code. So what we are doing it, we are giving you code here which is like curl, node.js and the python. Okay, in this one you are you so we are supporting low code or no code framework. So suppose you are not doing day in day out coding, correct? You may be doing it, but not every time you are doing coding, right? You are not too much into coding. It's not straightforward also every time you will do. What I will do, I will just copy this code. I know I am happy with this model, I am okay with this one. What I will do, I will go to my thing, I will have a new file in my, sorry, okay, this one I will have it here. I will save it also. This. I will just open a file here. Sorry about it. So I will just go here, new window. I will say new file. I'll say Python file, and then I'll save this code what I copied from here. Okay, and then I will save it. Got it? So this one I have saved it. Now if you see, this code will work as is the way it was working. You need to make simple changes. Suppose you need to provide your access token, because of course this interface will not get your credentials details, right? You need to have a token. Then some changes in the sense you want to print some output on the screen, so that also you can do it. But the question which you are asking, can you combine the models? That includes some manipulations in the code, not in the platform directly. So from here you can have, there are there are, you can use other frameworks also, or our Watson X AI SDK also, where you will say input is like two models, where one model is to create the text response, and then on that basis another model should give an image. So that you can do it. So multi-model is allowed, but it is allowed at the coding level, not as in like in that interface which I was showing it. Did you get the point? I hope I answered your question. Okay, so very minimal changes you do in this code. I will say print data, and then I can run it once I put the my access token. What will I do? I'll simply change the question here, because I have already asked that question. This one, sentiment, this one I will change the question into, but next time onwards I will modify the code in such a way that I will type question not in the code, I'll type the on the prompt, on that prompt in the sense on the terminal. You people want me to show that, otherwise I will prefer to move forward, because I'll cover the topic. Okay, so this is how this works in that way. This is prompting techniques. This is our prompt lab, where you can choose the different models, and it is like you will get a ready-made code which you just take it, save it in your Python notebook, make some minor changes, and you are ready to go. Okay, so this is how we are making it. Watson X AI, use of Watson X AI.
Ma'am, code, where will we run the code? Here only? Or on
You
Google Colab will it work?
This is a simple Python code. It will work anywhere if you are having a Python runtime available. In your local also, we do have, I have not integrated it, but the where I was showing you the services integration, you can have our Watson X AI Studio service, which provides you notebook. Here, if you go, I'll say associate service, and then I will search for the studio service in my account. Like you should have that. If not, then I'll create. So we are having a Watson X AI Studio service which provides you environment. You just write Python code or say run, it run. Or you just run in your Python and say Python this test.py. It will run. Is that fine? I'll proceed. You feel free to reach out to me later also, that's okay. You can ask questions, but the AI Studio I did not cover. Keeping that in mind, it will go too technical, so I thought I'll not cover. If you really need that information, we can cover it later, or I can give you the links, or sufficient data is available actually. But Studio is a service, just remember, that gives you interface to use it, to run your Python code. Okay. Okay, so this is the one which we have. Now, as a next step, I'll just switch to my PPT for a minute. As a next step, suppose now I have taken a session, you want to know something more, or you want to try something more in Watson X. If you want to try, you have a cloud account till the time, you can do it. But if you want to still go to go more deeper for Watson X, or say AI concepts or something, you should have some courses also. As an IBM organization, we have one platform called IBM Skills Build, where you have some free courses available, which you can use it. It gives you at the end some badges also, which considers as a digital certification also. Okay, how will you do that? You just go skillsbuild.org. That's a site which you can use it. Then it will show you the different options. For example, we are having a two categories, which is learners. Learners are mostly students, but educators are like you people. So go to the educator section. The requirement here is you need to log in it via your school ID, like college ID. It should be your professional ID, not your personal Gmail. On that personal Gmail, it doesn't work. So it's like you are an authenticated user from that, but which college you are coming in, right? So we also need some confirmation from your side, right? It's not that freely available, but we need you be as a professional, then only you access our platform. Okay, so with this one, if you go to the educators path, we have a learning pathways. So if you go further, you will see these type of categories: AI, cloud, data science, and security. If you are interested for AI, at least go for AI this time. So just choose that. Once you go in, you will see a multiple type of courses available, where some courses are like 5 hours course, some are smaller duration, some are longer duration, some includes hands-on also. So multiple things. It's a variety of courses mixed with that. You may find some more journey to cloud also. You will find it, because it's a basic cloud computing thing, or basic cloud journey session. We have courses available. At the end, it gives you a certificate also. I will recommend everyone go here, access, create login as an educator, and then use it. Not only this, if you want, we have some softwares, we have some feature codes available here also, which you can use it. But again, there's some additional process for that, which you can do it, where you will give your college email ID, and then there is a section for some form you need to fill up, and then go forward. So you can reach out to me to get more details. I am just brushing up. So suppose it's not only I am coming to FDP, we do as an IBM, like IBM really contributes to the colleges, to the universities, more and more invest we do, so that the students who are coming out, they are trained. One way is we trained via you. One is sometimes we come directly to the colleges also to conduct sessions, right? So there are multiple avenues, multiple opportunities that we can talk about it. But in that way, we do some sessions, we do share some certifications, lot of things. So that's the only part which I wanted to cover for the skills build perspective. Okay, now I will switch back here and I will recommend please log into that. If there is any problem or any issue, reach out to me, and I hope at the some extent I believe Mayank sir can also help. Otherwise, through Mayank sir you can reach out to me. Okay. Now, would you like to see something more happening at your end? Yes or no? At least for this, I would like to see thumbs up or thumbs down. Otherwise, I can, it's 10 minutes more. Let's do something more interesting. I'll give you some good link. I'm not seeing any reaction. If you're not liking, feel free to give thumbs down also. That's okay. But I will get a feel you are still with me.
Are giving the reaction. All are giving the reaction.
All are giving reaction. I am not
Yes,
getting.
ma'am. Thumbs up.
Probably,
They are
probably you need to stop sharing the screen, I believe. Then
Okay,
as such,
maybe.
everybody is giving up.
Thank you for telling me, because I was like, after asking so much, also, why not this response? Sorry about that. I'm not sure why I'm not receiving it, but yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much for the response. I'm happy to see that, yes. So now today we explored Watson X AI. Watson X Assistant also has a free version, we have light version. So there you will build a chatbot that's very fast. So you just search about it, you will find it like how to build a chatbot. Everything we cannot cover, right, in the sessions. So it's like few links are there already. Okay, so you can just explore for the free services. Now I'll give you one link. If you can open it, dsce.ibm.com. I'll show you now, but it is the link which is like we have created few solutions for self-serving co-create experience, which are free of cost, but it is for your information. Okay, don't, for not your use. Ideally no one uses this, but yes, this is what I am telling you. Login is option is already there. If you are having an IBM ID like cloud account ID, you should be able to log in. But I will show you if I do not have login, like how much you will see for sure. Okay, so just note it down, this one, dsc.ibm.com. I'll share later in the chat currently when I stop sharing. Okay, so here these are the different things. Let's talk about today only Watson X. So I will go with the Watson X thing. In this one, these are the different types of solutions, different types of models, and different types of products. You if you want to know more about it. Okay, so suppose I'll not take rank, it's little enhanced concepts, but I'll just go for summarization, for example. Okay, so these are the solutions use cases. So now sometimes you will also get a question, right? Okay, I understood what's an XAI, I know, I understood prompting, I could understand LinkedIn, but what type of use case are there with where I can try it out, this knowledge? You will find a plenty of on Google also, yeah, that is there, but some ready-made information if you are getting, then we will save your time, right? So what is the thing where you can do it? This is the place where we give which type of solutions we have built up. But this is not very basic ones, but it's little advanced when I say, suppose I will go email thread summarization. It's very clear use case from the name only, email thread summarization. If I go here, you will read the use case. Okay, because now we understood, now we are becoming expert of AI. Let's talk about little bit about architecture also. How are we building our solution? How am I going to deploy my solution? Where am I running? What all components I need it, and then enhance it as per your requirement. You want to make it more better, let's make it, right? So for each and every solution in this one, we are having architecture diagram which will give you an understanding that Python application is there. We have an HTTPS endpoint. This cloud code engine is like it's deployed on cloud. Just consider it, it's deployed on cloud. Don't go with this, what is this component. But because it is email summarization, it needs some model deployed on Watson X AI, right? And it does two things. One is classification and summarization task. Now, how will I do? I showed that you will copy the code and use it. Sorry. You will copy the code and you can use it. So if you see here, model ID is there, project ID is there. What it says is you need to call Watson X AI. So if you see, we are calling API from here. What is the API? This URL is what reaching to my Watson X AI. Okay. So there are ways, like if you know Python code, you will easily understand. Otherwise, just think, I need one endpoint to call it. Endpoint is given. We are giving you already from the Watson X AI platform. Just use it in your code. Get well versed, get comfortable with the basic ones, and then try the some enhanced scenarios. If you can log in, if you are having an IBM ID, you will get the code also for this one, application code, and then you can explore more. But now I just want to try it out what it does. I'll come here. Okay, this place you can give your text and then do. But because I am just not logged in, so what I can do, I cannot upload sample, I will not upload a file, I'll just do sample text. So what it does, it has its own examples to try it out, right? To for a just initial demo to get understanding. I think this is the best way. So this is like email thread summarization, not a email summarization. When I say email thread, it means there are 2-3 responses, 2-3 conversation has been happened. So this is the first one, the second one, for example, yeah, and I will just do get summary. You can read the text at your own time, at your leisure time, and then check it out. By the time it will create the summary, and this is what the summary. And you remember the arrow was showing classification and summarization. Classification is nothing but the finding out the category. Classify in some category that this email is related to what. So this email is related to product development, and this is what the summarized data. Good enough to start with. Similarly, now if you go here, you are having a plenty of use cases. What you know, what you want to know, according to that you can simply try it out. Do not go in very much detail, but at least we can understand many things from here. Right? Say suppose conversation intelligence. The best part, if you ask me as a technical person, this is the architecture diagram, the heart of it. Sometimes we get lost in between when we start writing code, what to call where. Architecture diagram is there. I am having a Watson X interface where low code or no code interface is there. I am getting the code almost ready in which I need to make some minor things. So tell me, if such information is available to you, how much time it will take for a person to develop an application. That's why we say developing an application in this AI area is not that difficult these days, because plenty of examples are there. Work out on use case, try to customize, that's how you will learn more and more on that one. Okay, so with that, I'll say thank you very much for your time. I'll stop sharing. I'll take few questions, and I will say and I will recommend, please use Watson XAI, explore IBM Cloud. You will find its value. I'm not sure how many of you have used before Watson Cloud and Watson X, but explore it, get more, get use of this opportunity as most as you can. And if these feature codes are being available to you for a month or so, you have plenty of time to try it out and try to use all Watson X in your solutions. With that, I'll stop sharing so that I can take few more questions, see the emojis, and we can talk further on that one. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn or via Mayank sir, or you will find me. If you need answer of anything, you will find me. And feel free to give feedback, because that motivates and that helps us to improve also. Thank you very much. I am open for questions. I think few more minutes we are having where we can discuss about it. Any question about IBM? Any question about
Any queries? Yeah, the session was itself self-explanatory, I think, Shika. And
I keep it as simple as possible because
yeah,
many things are new.
definitely. So, uh, the participant who is supposed to give thanks, formal vote of thanks, kindly extend vote of thanks.
Yes. Good evening to everyone present. On behalf of entire Atal FTP, I extend heartful gratitude to Ms. Shikha Maheshwari for her insightful and engaging session on sentiment analysis and generative AI using a IBM Watson. Your expertise and in-depth knowledge about IBM Watson provide our participants with valuable learning and practical insights. Your session was not only informative as well as inspiring participants to explore innovative application in artificial intelligence, and it has significantly contributed to the success of our program. We truly appreciate the time and effort you took to share your knowledge and expertise with us. Once again, thank you for your valuable contribution. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for the participation, and I hope the session was useful. And feel free to reach out to me, and I would like to see how participants find this session, either emojis or unmute. Last minute, I believe we are on time. Okay, I think participants are ready for the next session then. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Really, it was a wonderful session.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, sir. So I'll leave the meeting, sir. Mayank, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks.